here in Harlem with Jackie. Hi, Scribe. I'm here with Jackie in Harlem. And sitting in the car, waiting on her. So, thought I'd get a chance to. Hi, Scribe. How you doing? So, I'm not even going to wait for anybody else to come. I'm just going to go ahead and do my little broadcast. Jack and I were talking this morning, and she was telling me that someone had called her during the week and for an hour and a half was just telling her all the bad things that are happening with her. And Jackie told me that after she got through listening to all the things, it was like one thing after the other. It's like a person told her that she almost felt like if she had been a hex was put on her or something. And Jackie says that she felt soiled after the conversation. She felt heavy laden after the conversation. And I was getting the conversation secondhand, but after Jackie finished with me, it took her a good 30 minutes of steady talking, telling me about all of these bad things that were happening to this girl. After Jackie told me, I felt downtrodden, heavy laden. And I felt almost suffocating, like I was suffocating. It's like, oh my God, when is this gonna end so I could take a breath? I felt contaminated by all this murmuring and complaining. You know, you could say, well, she was just getting it off her chest. She's just communicating this and that. It's like, yes, it's true, maybe. But it falls into the category of murmuring and complaining. When you're doing an hour and a half of unloading and describing and detailing your problems, it falls into murmuring and complaining. And so I was thinking, gosh, I hate this. I hate this. This is, I want to hear something good. I want to hear something constructive, something edifying. I can't help this woman with her problems, and so why dump them on me? And so it's like I came to a realization. It's like that's why God hates murmurers and complainers. That's why. Because what they actually do is they transfer their problems, they transfer their heartaches, they spread bad news, they magnify what the enemy is doing. In that way, they are actually working for the enemy. Sometimes I eat at a restaurant and get bad service, so I tell the manager, okay, that's 2, sir. And so, by doing this, they magnify the work of the enemy, and then they ignore or even deny the work that God is doing. And of course God is gonna hate that, because God is working feverishly to accomplish a good work, and then the person is watching the scoring of the other team, or the efforts of the other team, the losing team, by the way, and they are saying, wow, that goalie is good, or that he made a good catch, or he's rooting for the enemy's team by complaining, by magnifying the works of the enemy. He is rooting for the other team. And so God is working hard to make things happen. And then this individual is working hard to deny what God is doing. And this individual is working hard magnifying the work of the enemy. That's why God hates murmurers and complainers, because they actually work for the other team. And they make it harder and harder and harder for God to do his work. And then by complaining, downloading all your troubles to someone else, it's not going to help you. Well, what can they do? Is that they're peeking into your house of troubles through a window, and you expect them to, tell you what to do? It's like, tell your troubles to God. He can help you. I don't mean to be insensitive, but I really, the best that I can do is pray. Tell God about it. Because I can't help you. I'm managing my load, and I'm trying to stay focused on the on the positiveness, and I cannot help you. I cannot help you. And so murmuring and complaining is a downhill thing. So you're murmuring and complaining to me, and I can't help you. And then you're magnifying the works of the enemy. And so you're spreading the gloom. You're spreading the hopelessness. And then eventually, you get company. And now you can form a rebellion. And then it's a revolution in the camp. And you're trying to kill Moses. I liken it, of course, to the experience of the children in the desert, the children of Israel. It's like God just got through opening the heavens and showing his mighty power, defeating the greatest, most powerful man in the land, and you're complaining about tasteless nutrition. Really? It's like me blocking somebody. Like that gentleman, he started on me. He gave me 2 reasons to block him. And it's like it got in the desert. It's like, look, I can't stand the murmuring. I can't stand the complaining. It's like I'm hard at work. You think it's easy managing, 4 million people in the desert, feeding them every morning, and protecting them from the heat of the sun, and giving them light by night, and keeping everything and everybody together and healthy, and their clothes didn't get deteriorated. You think that's easy? And then I gotta deal with a bunch of complainers. It's like I know what to do. It's like not a one of them is gonna make it into the promised land. Not a one of them. 3 of them did, because they managed to stop complaining. So murmuring is a gateway to open rebellion, dissatisfaction with the work of God. So instead of going down that hill of complaining, do something constructive. Get on God's good side. You know, I was telling Jackie that for every bad thing that someone can complain about, there's a good thing that they can testify about. You know, when we opened up that can, all of a sudden, you know, it's like all the complaint that this girl is making, she didn't mention any positive thing that's going on. And then almost, you know, without wanting to, she mentioned that, oh yeah, but all my bills are paid. Okay, so you gotta, but wait a minute, all your bills are being paid? Oh yeah, no. And it's God, you know, blessed me with that. But, you know, it's like, I'm not talking about that right now. What I'm talking about is this load of nonsense that's happening to me. It's like, wait a minute, let's go back. It's like, so there's something good that's happening in your life. Is there not? Oh yeah, but that's not what I called you to do. I called you to complain. What is this? You guys almost hitting me here. And so, do something positive. Let us focus on the good things that God is doing, and let us go ahead and magnify the Lord. Magnify the Lord. Scribe, why you keep jumping in and out of the broadcast? It's distracting. You know. No, I know, for whatever reason. Let us magnify the Lord. Let us focus on the many things that God is doing. I got you. Thank you, darling. Let us magnify the Lord. My goodness, let us see count your blessings. Name them one by one. You know, don't only count them. Oh, I got 7 blessings today. No, name them one by one. Go into details, into passionate details about the work that God is doing. Be passionate about it. You know, just spend time in the details. It's like I was doing a testimony the other day on Periscope, and this one guy said, "You're taking too long." It's like, what? Number one, this is my Periscope. And then number two, that's what I'm about. It's like if something happened, it took 5 seconds for God to do something. I want to spend a week or two telling folks about it, because my job is to magnify it, because it's like if God does a smidgen, then God did a smidgen. And if I hold on to that and I magnify it, then, you know, it's like God is doing a tremendous thing in my life. And then it opens my eyes to the other things that God is doing. And then it's like a positive spiral that happens, as opposed to a negative spiral. And so the thing is that let us go ahead and magnify the little things that God is doing. Let us go ahead and magnify Yahweh and His works. Because magnifying Yahweh and His works, it brings in a breath of fresh air. It's like opening up those dusty old curtains and letting a blast of sunshine come in, and, you know, hope and faith and you know, passion, renewal happens when you magnify the Lord. So you have a choice. Murmur and complain, and by murmuring and complaining, you are magnifying the enemy's work, the enemy of your soul, the one that's working hard to defeat you. Starting to rain. You understand? You are... Take a look. You see the rain there? You see the rain? Anyway, you are... you have a choice. Magnify the enemy. Magnify his ability, his attempts to defeat you, and make it easy for him. Or magnify the Lord. Instead of murmuring and complaining, it's not that you're burying your head in the sand. There's nothing anti-murmuring and anti-complaining that says that you should ignore or deny the reality of your problems. You go ahead and realize that the reality of my advice would be deny it, deny the reality, deny the existence. That would be my take on it. But it's really not. It's like go ahead and allow for the reality of the problems. It's like it's functioning at a different level, at a different dimension. But don't give any power to it by dwelling on it. Instead, for every cloud, there's a silver lining. And what folks do is that they ignore the silver lining behind the cloud, and they dwell on the cloud. And so it's a gloomy day. It's a cloudy day. But when you look at the silver lining, then you realize that, somewhere out there, the sun is shining. And that means that the sun will come out tomorrow. I can bet my bottom dollar that tomorrow there'll be sun. So that is my whole thing. Let us magnify the Lord so that we can let his sun shine in, so that we can get a refreshing of hope and faith, and not play for the enemy's territory, and get on God's good side. Thank you for watching, everybody. That fellow that was trying to goad me, he got away. I mean, it's like some people say, I'm good. My blocking game is strong. So thank you, New York Scribe. You're my one true fan. Love you. Bye bye. How do I do this? Man. Stop the broadcast. What?